Welcome back, tech gurus and newbies. Okay, so today we're gonna look at that inheritance, and the previous video we look at how to implement setter and getter. That was a very interesting one and very simple. We recommend you to check their previous video if you've not done so. So let's look at this that inheritance. Let's look at the theoretical aspect of that inheritance before we get to the practicals. Okay, so we say what is an inheritance is what is the process of what? Deriving property and characters of what? Of another class. That is pretty simple. So you derive properties and characteristics or characters from another class. So very simple. Good. So we say we have four types of what? Of inheritance. We have the single inheritance, the multiple, and then the multi-level, and then the hierarchical inheritance. Okay, good. So let's look at these three classes. We have a class of Duster. These are classes for cars. We have class of Maruti, and then we have class of the Jaguar. Okay, so when you look at this class, you can see we have the model name, the mileage, and then the manufacturing year, that is the money year. So this is actually repeating itself also in the Maruti, and it is also repeating itself in the Jaguar. But why would you do repetitive coding where you can simplify what you are doing? So this is the solution for it, that is using the inheritance. Okay, so what if we put all this in one class, that is the class car? So we're gonna have the void model name, the void mileage, the void manufacturer year, right? And this is gonna serve as the mother class or the superclass. Then all these classes will do what? Will what? Simply what? Derive. So the word here, derive or inherit properties and characteristics of this class. So this that's the car will inherit the properties. The class the class Maruti will also inherit from here. The class Jaguar will also inherit from the superclass. So this really makes sense, right? Okay, so let's look at single inheritance, how it looks like. Pretty simple. So this is actually the single inheritance. Here means we have one base class, that is the derived class, and then we get properties and characters or characteristics from the base class. So this is single inheritance. We go to the multi-level inheritance. We have the base class, two base classes, and one derived class. So this can get from this can also get from this, right? So this is pretty much simple. Then we come to the hierarchical inheritance. Here we have the base class up there, and then two classes are feeding from this class A. So derived class and then a derived class. Perfect. So if we've gotten the overview and the simple concept of that inheritance, let's now step into the code. Okay. All right. So here, okay, before I start, let me run that. Okay, so I open it wide so that we can get enough space to code here. Okay, good. So let's begin. This is very, very simple. Okay, so we're gonna implement inheritance live. Okay, so before we do that, we're gonna create our classes. Okay, we're gonna create the master class, and then we create the deriver classes. Okay, okay, good. uh what's happening? Okay, good. So we can start now. So I clear everything in here. I only leave the main. Okay, so let's create our class. Let's say we wanna use bed as what? We're gonna use bed as as an object for our example. Okay, perfect, for our example. Okay, good. So we're gonna use bird. Okay, and we have several kinds of birds, right? So if we talk about bird, we can say bird, a type of a bird can be what? Parrot. Okay, yeah, everybody know parrot. Okay, another second type of bird can be what? Eagle. I love eagles. Okay, so eagle. Okay, so we have these two type of birds. All right, so how are we gonna create this? Let's say we're gonna start with the bird what? Let's start with parrot. Okay, so inherit, this will be an inheritance of a superclass. Okay, but this inherits, it's gonna inherit, but let's do that first so that we see what we're doing. So let me create the class Parrot. Make sure you start with a capital when you're creating a class. Okay, good. And then um what we'll do is, let me have this one here. Okay, good. So parrot, what are some of the properties a parrot can have, or birds in general, right? We can have they can fly, right? They can fly. Birds can fly. Okay, and what else can they do? Birds can also speak. Maybe they can fly. Yeah, they can make noise, so we call it speak. Okay, and then what else can they do? Mm, they also have vision, right? Yeah, I think they have vision as well. Of course, they have vision, speak, they can talk, make noise, fly, and also have what? Vision. Okay, vision. Okay, but let's say mostly, mostly we would say parrot actually make noise, so we use the speak for them. They make too much noise, so we use the speak for them. And then we will say we're gonna give our eagle, eagle eagle will be probably, eagle will probably be, they can fly and they have vision because they can see really from afar. Okay, good. So I think it is fair shared among these two birds. Okay, then what else can we do here? Fly, fly, speak, vision. Okay, so here we're gonna have a speak fly function and a speak function, right? Good. So classes are simply what? A group of codes, right? Made up of variables and then what? Bunch of functions. That is all class is about. Okay. So here fly, let's create a function for this. So it's void returning. The return type is void and the class name will be fly. Okay. So, oh, what am I doing? So fly this. Okay. So we have this, and then speak. Yeah, speak is also gonna be, mm, yeah, of course, speak should also be what? Should also be a function. Yeah, so speak void, void. Okay, then we have this. Okay, perfect. But we are not gonna actually write anything in here. We also have fly. that is repetition here, fly, repetition. And then we have the vision, okay, vision also return void function, okay. And then yeah, so this is pretty much an example we are trying to demonstrate here, okay. Good. So let's look at this. If we look at these two classes, or this, we have a repetition of a particular what, a particular function here, which is what, fly. So why would we repeat this in our code? This and they are all in a class. So it will be better off we simply use what we call the inheritance, okay. So to actually implement the inheritance, we need to have the base class or the superclass, okay. And since all these are classified as birds, we can have another class with the name bird, okay, just like this. Simplifies everything, okay. So this class will have okay, perfect. Okay, then this superclass or this base class is gonna have this fly here. It's repeating itself, so we move it to the base or superclass, then we clear it here. So we eventually have just one what function inside this class, and also what, one function. So these are not the same because vision is different from speak. That is why we are not putting it in the superclass. But fly occurs here and also occurs here at the same time. Perfect. So now we have grouped this, and this one can access from this ones, okay. Good. So what are we gonna do here in order to access the fly what, the fly action or character inside the what, inside the what, the bird, okay. But let me actually put a print statement here, okay. When we access this fly, it's gonna at least print something on the screen for us, okay. Just a string. So inside I write the bird can fly, or birds can fly. Very good, excellent. Then I terminate this, okay. Then we go to the speak. We say the parrot can speak or can make too much noise, loud noise. But let's use the parrot can what? A parrot can speak. Pretty much simple, huh? Okay. So then we come to the vision. We say the eagle has a sharp vision. That is pretty much true. So the eagle, it is true. The eagle has a sharp what? A sharp vision. Okay, perfect. Good. So we have superclass. We have the derived classes. All right. So if we want to assess this property or character here from the superclass, what are we gonna do? We have to do what? We have to extend this class. Good. So we use the keyword, a keyword here for what? Extend. Extending to access what? Every property or character in this what? Base class. Okay? Good. So here, let's use the extends keyword, and what are we extending? We are extending from the base class, that is bird class. Okay, perfect. Bird class, and then we also extend ego so that we can access fly from this. I guess we're following, right? Perfect. Okay, so let's look at how we can actually, you know, return all this on the screen or display on the screen by calling this what? This classes right in the main. Okay, good. So to do that, we need to first come in here, and then we create objects of the child class. We need to first do what? Create objects, objects of the what? Of the first class, or create objects of what? Of the child classes. Yes. So let's say create object of the child what? Child class. Why are we creating object of the child class? Because we can actually access access this in this class and also access this one, but this base class access access properties from the child class, either this or that, right? You get it? Good, because we are not extending from this or that, because this is the base what? Base class. Good. So let me do that here. First, we want to use the ego to access all the classes from. So we access ego here, that is creating the object. So ego is basically what? It's basically calling the class inside the main. So we say ego. So ego is equal to e, and e is a variable, and e is equal to new what? Ego. This one. This class. Yeah. So it's an object of the class. We can decide to use new, or we can ignore new. In whichever case it's gonna work. Okay. But in Jaguar it's a must. But in Dart you can choose to use the new or ignore that. Okay, good. So how do we access the properties? Just by using the reference variable, that is e, and then we're gonna call the speak, and then we also call the fly, and we also call the vision what? Property. Okay, so ego e new, then yeah, I did a mistake, so this should call O for me. Ego new ego e extend. Okay, I'm trying to do this. Let's watch here. What I'm trying to do is, we want to keep this as the base class, and we keep this as what? The superclass for this. Okay, so that this class will be used as a derived class. This class can pick properties from this superclass, and then the superclass can also pick from this base class. Okay, so let's do this a superclass. Yeah, this is the beauty of what? Inheritance. Superclass. Okay, superclass. this will be what? The base class, and this will be what? This will be the derived class. Okay, derived class. Perfect. Okay, so in the derived class, in since we don't want this to be a hierarchical where this will get from here and this will get from here, we want it to be the what? The Let me show you this. This is what I mean. We want to use the multi-level, right? The multi-level, we can create the last one to be what? The derive, that is the ego. We want to use the ego for the derive. Then we use the what? The parrot for what? For the base class or the superclass. Then we have this one as the base class on top here. Good. So, or right now, as it stands now, this is actually the hierarchical one because we are extending from bird and then from bird, right? But I want us to do this, do the multi what level inheritance. Okay, so in order to do that, then we need to extend from what? Parrot instead of the bird, right? Perfect. Just like this, you change it. This is multi. The first one, this one is what? Is the hierarchical, right? And this is multi. Perfect. So let me go back. Good. Then now we can call the properties from all. Okay, so now I can call speak and fly, but remember fly is here, but still I can call that, right? Because it was a multi-level. So I have the speak here. I terminate. Now the variable dot. What else do I need? The fly. Okay, I terminate. Then I can also call vision. Okay, good. And then I terminate. Perfect. So now, since this is a multi-level, I can access classes here in the main, or properties here. I can access properties or characteristics here, and I can access properties or characteristics here and also here or right here, because this one is what is the derived what class that has been extended from the parrot. The parrot has also been extended from the bird class. So this is pretty much simple, right? Good. So let's shoot the run button and let's see. Perfect. So we say the parrot can speak. That comes from here, the superclass or one of the base class, right? And the third, birds can fly. This is from the base class. And we have the eagle has a sharp vision. This is coming from what? The derived class. So this is pretty much easy to understand. I make sure I break down the codes so that everybody can easily understand the concept in order to code with what? With more vim. Okay, so I will recommend you to check out our previous videos because we have simple examples to make you understand whatever we are typing in the what in the that part. Okay, so also turn on your notification bell to receive our upcoming videos. Peace. I'm out.